Hello, my name's Adam Cook, and I'm here again with Ryan King. Ryan, how are you?
Hello, I'm very good yet again.
I think last time we spoke was on ARMS, and I have no amazingly good joke, just questions, because you have been and you have played all the Sonic games. Like,
I've played two of them, which is, yes, all of them by definition, so yeah.
Sonic Mania, which, for those who don't know, Sonic Mania is the 2D one, Sonic Forces is the 3D one. Let's start with Sonic Mania. What did you play? What's your feeling?
So I played, let me think. I think it was 5 or 6 levels. There are a few that SEGA said, don't play this level, don't play this one, we can play this one. So kind of blurs into one. But I've played enough to see that A, it's essentially a new Mega Drive Sonic game. And B, by virtue of it being a new Mega Drive Sonic game, it's really good. Like they haven't actually done anything with it. Like, and by that I mean, in terms of gameplay mechanics, they haven't forced anything new in there that wildly changes how Sonic was. It's basically a new Sonic Mega Drive game. I mean, that's kind of the be all and end all of it. And
but does that mean it disregards the Sonic 4 stuff, like where you can do the homing, the sort of 3D stuff they took into 2D? I think it was.
Yeah, that's not in there. Basically, it's if you're looking for a really close gameplay comparison, I'd say it would be like a Sonic and Knuckles sequel in the same mechanics. You have the fire shield that you can pick up, for example. Right. You can choose between Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles for each level. Knuckles can climb walls, etc., etc. That's the closest comparison gameplay-wise. Probably like level design-wise as well, because it definitely feels a little bit busier than like the original Sonic or even Sonic 2. But yeah, it's essentially a new Mega Drive game, but that's why it's really good.
Because I mean, listen, we can both surely agree the best Sonic game of all time is Sonic 2, right? Oh dear. Oh dear.
It's partial to Sonic 3. Well, okay, let's just say Sonic 2.
No, Sonic 3 is an acceptable answer, definitely.
Okay, that's fine. We're not going to fall out.
No. But so you get the vibe of, do you know what I mean? Because like for me, Sonic 2, for you, Sonic 3. But I mean, there's not a lot between them really, is there, in terms of the actual gameplay? But you're getting that vibe from Sonic Mania.
Yeah, 100%, and I think that's what Sega's going for as well. And this even extends as far as the music still being the same music as it was back then, etc. Yeah. So it is. I mean, I'm going to keep repeating the point basically, but that's because it is essentially a new Mega Drive Sonic game. It's got you've got Green Hill Zone Act 1, obviously, because Sega loves putting that in all Sonic games.
Of course, yeah.
And that's essentially the same. Like there are a few things that change. Like there's the massive ring you find during the level, and it's an outline unless you collect enough rings before you find that. There are a few new animations, like when you look up with Sonic, you now have blinks now and stuff like that. Really, really minor tweaks and changes, but for all intents and purposes, yeah, it's the same as it was. And actually, I'm really glad they haven't tried to crowbar any new gameplay gimmicks in there, and I think that's why it works, because I think the focus has been more on level design. And the level design is, honestly, it's just like Sonic and Knuckles, or Sonic 3. Whichever.
Or 2, please.
Or two. I feel like Sonic 3 and Sonic Knuckles are slightly busier.
Yeah,
I feel like they had a few more like weird little level obstacles that I think Sonic 2 didn't necessarily have. I think Sonic 2 was kind of more streamlined in that sense. But yeah, I mean it's the same era, isn't it? It's the same kind of gameplay, and yeah, it's very much of that ilk.
Let's move away from that game then, and talk about Sonic Forces, which is.
I mean, I'm hesitant to say this just because I don't want to put the wrong image in people's heads, but you know how Sonic Generations was effectively the two different styles of Sonic?
Sure, yeah.
It's like that, but it just doesn't click. Like I thought Sonic Generations was good. Like I enjoyed it. It was good fun.
Same.
And I think a big part of the reason it was fun was I think even when it didn't quite click in terms of gameplay, I think the style of the game, kind of the atmosphere. I know that's really like a broad, wanky way to talk about games. I think
it's fair though.
Yeah, I think it just kind of captured the Sonic vibe a lot better than Sonic Forces does, which seems to be edging slightly towards this attitude. It's a little bit dark. It's a little bit, it's more kind of that vibe. And I think the other problem as well is when I played through Sonic Generations, like the levels just seem to flow a lot better than the ones in Sonic Forces do.
Yeah.
There just seems to be... and this is a problem that I think has happened with a lot of the 3D Sonic games, is there's been a lot of stopping and starting whenever it tries to like rush you through a level. You know, when you're kind of racing down a track and you're hitting enemies, bouncing from one to the other, and it's all great. And then suddenly you hit an obstacle, and it's like, okay, well now I got to go back and jump up this bit. It just seems to happen quite a lot in this one. And I don't know if it's because I haven't played that type of game for a while, or if it's the level design. Again, we'll know when it comes to review stage. But I wasn't terribly enthused by it. And I think the other problem as well is, I think this is more of a Sega problem actually, is they've effectively got 2 Sonic games coming out at the same time.
Yeah.
And one of them's really good, and I think that's not doing Sonic Forces any favours at all.
I wonder if you and I were to question, like, I don't know, a 16-year-old, or even younger, like kids who grow up with no affiliation or affection towards Sonic at all, where they would feel that, you know, oh, actually, this is amazing, or do you think it is? Do you know what I mean? Do you think our own nostalgia makes us go, oh, a 2D Sonic, amazing, 3D, you know?
Yeah, because we've obviously, we've grown up with the older Sonic, so maybe that's kind of what we're expecting. I don't know is the honest answer to that question. I don't know any 16-year-olds who are like, you know, super hardcore Sonic fans. Really, the hardcore Sonic fans seem to be people around our age, from what I can tell. And I don't know what they think of. Like, I know Sonic Generations, I mean, that was a good game. Like, it actually was a good game.
Yeah, definitely.
But also there's been quite a few misfires with over the years, as everyone is well aware. I feel that Sonic Forces is more in that camp, and I think it's just, from what I've played, I think it's just the level design.
Okay.
There's another thing they've got in there, which is it's called Avatar mode, where you can create your own character, and I kind of feel like that symbolises where Sonic's gone wrong over the years. Like, you can create your own character, and you can decide how so what weapon they take with them. So just to give an example, like the weapons we got to choose from, one of them was an electric whip, which was a little bit unwieldy and clunky, and it didn't really fit with the kind of game that you're trying to make, because obviously you have to keep whipping enemies out of the way, but then it doesn't really work with running fast through a level. And on the flip side of that, and this is where I think maybe there's a bit of a design problem, is the other weapon they had was effectively this flamethrower. All you have to do is hold down the flamethrower button, and it will just kill everything in your path. Like, there's no skill involved whatsoever. There's no real satisfaction to using it. It's just a bit strange. It's kind of like they don't really know what to do with this style of game. And it may be that, you know, come review stage, there are more weapons and items to choose from, and in that context it makes more sense. But just based on the 2 items that we had to play around with, it just didn't really work. One made the game too easy, and the other was just too clunky and awkward to use. I don't really see how they can get around that problem.
Interesting.
And I'm sorry, just as another point, I'm talking about obviously the stopping and starting of the 3D levels. I mean, obviously there are 2D levels in there as well, but they kind of have the same problem. Like, there are a lot of bits where you have to stop, wait for this spike trap to come down. There are a lot of instant death pits, and you have to play carefully, which sounds like a great thing out of context. But again, versus Sonic Mania, where you're kind of racing through levels and you're kind of improvising as you go, and it's kind of fun, and you're not worried about instantly dying or these traps and stuff. It just doesn't feel nearly as fun, and it doesn't flow nearly as well. It's really strange. It's like I assume they have, but it's almost like one game's been made by someone who made the original Sonic, and one's been made by a Sonic fan. If you see what I mean.
That is what it is, though, isn't it? Because like, isn't Mania made by a team that is made up of people who were originally just fans? I think. Yeah,
but it's still overseen by the same guy, though.
Oh, okay. There's no excuse then, is what you're saying.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's just, again, you know, you said before maybe there's a subset of fans out there who are younger, and that's the Sonic they've grown.
Maybe.
I think maybe they'll enjoy it more, but I just feel, again, this is based on my own limited, you know, playthrough
Sure.
I feel like Sonic Generations did a much better job of it.
Okay.
We'll see when the game comes out, but I'm not too hopeful. I'm really excited for Mania, but Forces just left me a bit cold.
That's fair. I mean, I've probably been a bit harsh on the younger generations there. Like, my kids are younger than that, and they're discerning gamers. Like, they play Overwatch. They have good taste in games. Ryan, thank you very much for your time, especially since it sounds like, I know you said Mania, but Forces isn't that good at the moment. We'll find out. You can follow Ryan at NomadRyan on Twitter, myself at Jeebusef, and thank you very much. We'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.